Hi, welcome back to the different types of heuristics lesson. Now, today we are going to look at finding area using common methods. The first method that we want to look at is to learn how to create a regular shape, and then you remove what is not necessary to find the area of what you want. So I call this method create and remove. Alright, for example, let's look at example 1. Now, the following figure is made of a square and two triangles. Find the total area of the figure. Alright, now if you look at this this figure, now many of you would tell me you know how to find the area, which I agree. Now, how do you find the area? You can actually find the area of this like a square, right? Looks like a square, and then you find the area of this triangle, which I call letter B, and then you can find the area of this triangle I call letter C, and then you find their areas one by one, and you join them together. You plus them. There is nothing wrong. That's correct, which is also the other method which I will teach in the next lesson. But there is a challenge here. When you apply this method, there is it's a little bit challenging because the triangles that you are finding, they are not right angle triangles. Now, because if it's a right angle triangle, it will be easy to find the base and the height. So the base is horizontal line. That's the base, and the height is vertical line. Very straightforward. Alright, but because you see the two triangles, for example, triangle B looks something like this. Then where's the base? There's no horizontal line in the base. I mean, there's no horizontal line in the triangle. So where's the base? The base will be your vertical line. So that can be the base. Then where's the height? Now the height will be right angle to the base. So you will have to do something, extend the base, and then from the tip of the triangle all the way to the extension, alright, to the base, and that gives you a right angle, and your height is actually here, right? The dotted line, right? The dotted line is actually your height, but you can see that it is a bit challenging, right, to find the base and the height if the triangle is not right angle. So what we are going to do today is we are going to avoid, right, to avoid trying to find areas of triangles which are not right angle, and we create a figure that has right angle triangles inside. Okay, so let's look at how we find the shaded part. Now, if I want to find the shaded part, what do I do? Now, first of all, you must recognize where is the shaded parts. Now, the area of the figure, which is what you're asked to find, is this one, right? The outline of this figure. I'm drawing the outline, so you are going to find the area of this figure. Now, to create a figure, what kind of figures do I create? I will always create figures which are regular. So when you create regular figures, they refer to squares, rectangles, and triangles. All these are regular figures. Okay, so I can create a rectangle using dotted line. Alright, always use dotted lines to draw because the dotted line, right, is not part of the figure. Okay, then what do? I find the whole area. Can you see a rectangle now? You created a rectangle, and now you can find the whole rectangle. So length, the length is 20, and the breadth is 12. So 20 cm times 12 cm, and you get 240 cm squared, which is the area of the whole figure. Alright, now you can see that you can see some right angle triangles which are not part of the diagram. So can you find this area of this right angle triangle? So how to find? Okay, you have to look for unknown sides. So 20 minus 8, this is 12 cm. Okay, so 20 minus 8, you get the base, and then the height is opposite, which is the breadth of the rectangle. The height of the triangle is actually the breadth of the rectangle, 12 cm. Alright, so now you can find the area of this right angle triangle. So you have half times 12, and then you times 12 cm. So the area of this white triangle is 72 cm square. Okay, so you got this area already. Alright, now can you see another right angle triangle, which is this white color triangle? Now that is a right angle. So again, can I know what's the base? The base is easy to find. Horizontal line of the triangle is the base, and the height will be this side, right? This side. So how to find that side? Okay, now you have to do some research. Okay, you have to do some working. Now, if the figure is made of a square, then what is a square? A square has equal side. This is 8, and then this is also 8, and then this is also 8, and this is also 8. So that will be 8 cm. So now you can see that 12 minus 8, and you get the height of the triangle, which is 4 cm. Okay? Alright, so now we can find the area of the right angle triangle. So half times base and times height. And you will get, okay, let's do some cancelling. Divide by 2, you get 10. So 1 times 10 times 4, you get 40. And then 40 divided by 1. Okay? And you get 40 cm squared. Now in your school, your teacher should have taught you how to multiply fractions and how to cancel. Alright, so we have the area of the right angle triangle already. So what do? I take out what is not needed. I have created a nice rectangle which is 240 cm squared, and now I remove what I don't want. I remove away the big triangle. Alright, I remove this big triangle, and remove means you minus, and I also remove this right angle triangle which is 40, and after removing them you will get what you want. Alright, so removing them, okay, let's remove. So remove means okay, means you're going to take away what you don't need. So let's take away what we don't need. Alright, using take away what we don't need. Alright, so let's remove all this. So you take out what you don't need, and now you get back your original figure. Alright, so you get back your original figure, and okay, that it looks like, okay, that is your original figure. Okay, alright. Okay, let me just change back my color. Okay, so you take out, remove. So you have 240 minus 72, and you minus 40. So what's the area of the shaded part, which is 128 cm squared? Alright, so what have you done in this question? Now, you have learned to create a nice figure. A nice figure is always a regular shape, rectangle, square, or triangles. Right, in P6, a nice figure can also include circle, quadrants, semicircles. Alright, after you have created a nice figure, then you take out what you don't want. You take out the big right angle triangle, and you take out the smaller right angle triangle, and that will give you the shaded part. So that's the method, right? Create and remove. Okay, now let's go to example 2, and it gets a little harder now. Now the figure below is made of 3 different squares, so find the area of the shaded parts. Now, where is the shaded part? Now the shaded part is here, which I like to call it the ugly figure. Alright, ugly figure. So how do you find this ugly figure? Alright, now then you tell Mr. Ong, okay, I can cut it into triangles. Now if you do that, that's good. Right, you cut it into regular triangles, and then you find the area of each triangle. Right, so you can see that if you want to find the area of this red color triangle, then you must know where's the base and the height. But it's not a right angle triangle, so you're going to have some difficulty trying to find the base and the height. The base will be here, and the height will be right angle to the base. So you have to do something, right? Do something to find the height if you are not so sure. So we will come to that in the next lesson. So this triangle is not right angle. So you have a problem. If you are not good in finding base and height, then this triangle is going to give you some problem to find the area. Likewise for the other triangle, which is also not right angle. So you're going to take some time to find the base and the height. But is there a faster way without having to find base and height, or without having to find the base and height? Now, there is a faster way. You create a nice figure, alright, a nice figure which is like a rectangle. Alright, so then what do? Then you can see that there is a right angle triangle that is not part of the figure. So you find the area of this right angle triangle. And then can you see that there is a rectangle here which is also not part of the figure, and you remove it. And then can you see there is what? There is another big right angle triangle which is not part of the figure, and then you also remove it. And after removing all these nice figures that you don't want, triangles and rectangle, and you take them out, you will get the shaded part. Okay, so let's try to find the shaded part. Okay, so let's do some highlighting. So this is the shaded part that we are asked to find. Okay, alright, now, so here we go. So first step is to find the whole figure, the area of this nice figure, which is a whole figure, and that looks like a rectangle. Alright, so how to find the area of the whole figure? Now, we are going to read the question first. The figure is made of 3 different squares, and find the area of the shaded parts. Alright, here we go. Now, if this is 8, then this is also 8, because it's a square. Okay? Alright, now, if this is 8, and this is 3, then this side must be 5. Right, 5 cm. And because you have a square, you can see that there's a square. This is 5, this is also 5. Alright? And so this side is 5 cm, which means that over here, you have 5 cm as well. Okay? Got it? Alright, so which means that the side of this big rectangle is 13. 5 plus 8, 13 cm. Got it? Alright, now, then let's find how long is this side. Now, this is 8, alright, and then what happens? Okay, now if you look carefully, this is 2. Now, 8 minus 2, you get 6, which is over here. Let me draw over here. Alright, 6. Alright, can you see that? Right, or if this is 2, then here is also 2. And now you can see why is 8. 8 cm, here also 8 cm. Okay, now, if this is 6, alright, 6, then this side must also be 6, because it is a square. Right? If you look at the original diagram, that is a square. Alright, and then you can see that 8 plus 6, and that is 14. Okay? Alright, okay, now, so now can we find the area of the whole figure? What's the whole figure? It means that the whole figure that you have created, that will be 14 times 13. Alright, what is 14 times 13? So 14 times 13, you will get 182. 182 cm square. Alright, 182. Okay, now, let's now try to find the area of the figures that we don't want. Okay, for example, let's find, can we find this rectangle area that we don't want? Okay, now, so, what is this length? 6. Why 6? 6, 6, here also 6, right? That's why you get 6. And this is 5. Why 5? Because here is 5. So here is also 5, here also 5. So now you can find the area of this rectangle. So 6 cm times 5 cm, and you get 30 cm square. Okay, so we got 30 cm square, which is this one. Okay, so now can you find the area of this big right angle triangle? Okay, so let's do some erasing, because there are a lot of things inside here. Okay, so let's erase all this. So I want to find the area of this right angle triangle. Okay, so how to find? Well, the base of this big right angle triangle is 14, right? 14. And the height will be 8, right? 8. You can see 6 plus 2. The height is 8. So you have half times base and times height, which is 8 cm. Okay, the height is 8 cm. Okay, now, so what's the answer? And you will get 56 cm square, which is the area of this right angle triangle that you don't want. Okay, now let's find this area of this right angle triangle that we also don't want. So let's erase some of the highlighting so that it's easier to see. Okay, let's erase, and I want to find the area of this right angle triangle. Alright, so how do we find the area of this right angle triangle? Okay, first of all, what is the base of this right angle triangle? Now the base is here. And how long is the base? the base is 8. Why 8? This is 8. This is also 8. Okay, opposite sides are equal. Alright, and then where's the height of this right angle triangle, which is here? And how long is this side? That will be 13. So half times 8 times 13. So you can see that if you have a right angle triangle, it is actually easier to find the base and the height. So you have half times base times height. And you will get, so you have 52 cm square. Alright, so this is 52 cm square. Alright, so now how do you find the shaded part? You take the whole area that you don't want and you remove what, take the whole area that you have found and you remove what you don't want. So you take out the rectangle, which is 30 cm square, take out the right angle triangle, which is 56 cm square, and you take out the other right angle triangle, which is 52 cm square, and you will get the shaded part that you want. So 182 minus 30 minus 56 and minus 52, and you will get area, which is 44 cm square, and that's the area of the shaded part. Alright, so how many marks is this? This is a 4-mark question. So how do you find the shaded part? You create a nice figure. Alright, you create a nice figure, and that nice figure is usually, okay, it can be a rectangle, square, or a triangle. So create a nice figure, alright, and then after that, what do? You take out nice figures that you don't want. What are nice figures that you don't want? You take out this part, this rectangle that you don't want, then you take out this triangle that you don't want because it's not part of the figure, and you take out this triangle that you don't want, and that will give you the red color shaded part. Okay, so always look at nice figures when you're finding area. Okay, now let's go to next problem. Now this is a practice problem, so I'll give you about 5 to 10 minutes to try to find the shaded area. Alright, so your time starts now. Okay, so have you solved the problem? Now, if you try to create a nice figure, which is like this, nothing wrong with that, and you're actually correct. Alright, you're doing the right thing. But it's actually only one step. Okay, one step to find the shaded area. Okay, now why? Now, if you look at example 1 and 2, right? If you look at the shaded part that you're asked to find, right? Can you see that the shaded part that you're asked to find is not regular? It is an irregular shape. Right, and that's why you have to apply methods when you see irregular shapes. And if you look at example 2, it is also an irregular shape. You're asked to find the area of this irregular shape, right? So you have to apply methods. But when you come to practice problem, is the shaded area, alright, is the figure of the shaded area an irregular shape? No, it is not. It is actually a triangle. So you don't need to apply methods unless you can't find the base and the height. So it's actually only one step. Alright, so what is that one step? Well, that one step is to recognize where's the base of this shaded triangle. So the base is here, right? The base. Alright, and the base is 8 cm. And then where's the height of this triangle? Now the height of this triangle, you can extend the base a little bit longer, and the height is actually from the tip of the triangle joining the base, and that is the height, and the height is actually 6 cm. Alright, the height. Okay, and then you can find the area of the triangle, half times 8 times 6, only one step. Alright, so when do you apply methods? Now you apply methods when you have funny shapes, regular shapes that when you have irregular shapes that you're asked to find. But if this is a nice shape, a regular shape, then you just find the base and the height. Alright, and then you can get the area. Okay, but because the lesson today is to create and remove, so let's create a rectangle. And then we take out what we don't want, because that's the lesson today. So let's revise how to apply this method. So create a rectangle, and now can you see nice figures or nice triangles that are not part of the shaded part? So the nice figures, they are not part of the shaded part is this triangle that you can find later, and that is a right angle triangle. So always try to create rectangles that are right angle, because rectangles that are right angle, the areas are easier to find. And then there is another right angle triangle, and you can find the area also quite easily. Alright, so let's work out the whole area. Let's find the whole thing. So the length of this whole rectangle is 8 plus 3, 11 cm, and the breadth is 6 cm. So you have length times breadth. So the area of the whole rectangle is 66 cm square. Okay, now let's find the area of this rectangle. Alright, this red color rectangle. So what's the base? Now the base is horizontal, right? There's a horizontal line, that's the base, which is 3 cm. Opposite sides are equal, right? 3 cm. Then where's the height? The height will be the breadth of the rectangle, which is 6 cm. So you have half times 3 times 6. Always start with when you find the area of a triangle, you always follow the order in the formula: half times base and then times height, and that will give you 9 cm square. Okay, so we got 9 cm square for this area that we don't want. Alright, now let's find the bigger triangle, and the base is 11 cm, which is very obvious, right? The right angle triangle has a horizontal line, so the horizontal line is the base. And then what's the height? The height is the 6 cm, which is the vertical line. So if you see a right angle triangle, horizontal line is the base, vertical line is the height. So you have 6 cm, that's the height. And you work out, so you have 33 cm square. Alright, so this is the area that you are going to remove later. Okay? Alright, now then what do? You take the whole area, which is 66 cm square, and then you take out what you don't want. Take out 9 cm square, take out 33 cm square, and you get what you want. Alright, which is, so 66 minus 9 minus 33, and the area of the shaded part is 24 cm square. Alright, and that's how you work out the answer. Okay, but like what I said just now, there's actually only one step to get the answer. If you look at what you have done, you have actually how many steps? You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 steps. But there's actually only one step, because this is a nice shaded triangle that you are finding. Alright, so a nice shaded triangle. So no need to apply methods if you're asked to find nice figures. If you're asked to find a figure that is a regular shape. So the base of this blue color triangle, or the shaded part that you're asked to find, is 8 cm. And the height is 6, like what I said earlier. So the height is 6 cm. So what's the area of this? What is the area of this shaded part? So half times base. Half times base, which is 8, and times height, which is 6 cm. And you still get 24 cm square. One step. Alright? So where do you apply methods? You apply methods when you're finding area of irregular shapes. Okay? But sometimes, even when you're asked to find the area of regular shapes, you still have to apply methods. Why? Maybe the base is not given to you, or maybe the height is not given to you. Then you have to apply methods, right, to find the area of this shaded part. Okay? So we are now come to the end of this finding area using common methods. Now in the next lesson, we are going to look at finding area again. We are going to learn how to cut a funny figure into nice figures, regular shapes. And after you cut already, what do? You plus them together. That is also another way to find area. Alright, so stay tuned to the next lesson, and I will see you the next lesson.